So up here, Rafael with an update. So today I'm going to be demonstrating an improvement to the collision system that I'll be implementing during the next couple of days here. Still needs some work, but I'm making good progress. So let's go ahead and let's get out of this area here that I've created. And we're going to go over to where our main blocks are. So these little blocks with an X, these are what I call the objects that have logic on them. Of course, here's another object that just just pushes you up. Anyway, these are one of the new ones, but they are a new type of collision system, whereas I refer to them as reactive objects. That means that they react with what is around them. So I can code them to do something based on something that happens around them. For example, right now they don't do anything if I sit on top of them. But if I did do that, then I could have it do something for me. Anyway, what I'm going to talk about is the collision system. The way I did collision checking before was every object was commanded. When the player sprite pushed an object, it told that object to move right, or it told the sprite to move right. That sprite then in turn did a collision check to see if there was anything in front of it. If there was, it would actually tell the sprite that was in front of it to move forward. And then this sequence of events would continue on and on. And what would happen is we would get something called recursion, where we would go in 5 levels deep into the same object of classes. And that's not really a good thing. It kind of reduces performance and introduces all kinds of problems because it was on a loop the way I had it. And until all objects were clear of each other, the loop would continue. So it worked really well. I got it to work very, very well. But it was sometimes it limited me to what I could do, and that was kind of too specific for the sprite class. So I told myself maybe I should not be putting logic in the sprite class. The sprite class is really just to model a sprite, move it to places, give it properties, etc. If we want to move it, then we can just create a class that kind of just models the behavior of the object. So instead of doing it the old way now, I implemented the collision checking in the object itself. So instead of telling a sprite that was ahead of it to move, the object simply just moved away from whatever it is that was trying to touch it, to kind of simulate movement that it was being pushed. So today that is what you will see. You will see the player sprite literally move all of these 4 blocks that we have here, and they will come into contact one with the other. And what will happen is the player sprite will actually end up pushing all 4 of them. And that's really cool because when we do this, no recursion is happening. It's all taking place in one complete update. Now I still have to fine tune it. It's kind of jittery, but I think that's not really a big concern. But it works I got it to work very well. So we're gonna go ahead and demonstrate that right now. We're gonna do it. We're gonna start here, okay? And I'm just gonna give it a push. You can see how that one starts to move, and then we capture the next one, and you can see how that one starts to move, and then we capture the 3rd one, and then the 4th one, and we can just push all of them, and we can go back here, and you can see just how cool that is. Again, if it's stuttering, that's OBS Studio. So this is how these objects are moving. little bit of a speed up there. Okay, I see why that's happening. So anyway, again, you can just push these objects. You can see it's very well in this direction. There's not much jitter, but I think that jitter is normal because the objects are just moving away from each other as I'm pushing them, and it was actually kind of tricky to get them to all to move at the same time. So there you go. So now that being said, I'm going to continue to fine-tune this, and what I will end up doing is I will remove the logic from, of course I'm also going to change the way object linking works so I can get this implemented quickly. Anyway, this is working well. That's the update I got for now on this specific implementation. So I think that's really cool, an improvement to the way the collision system works. So yeah, that's all I got for now, guys. Thank you for watching, and bye-bye.